Libra. Welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot with me. My name is Carol. Libra, this is going to be a general reading for September 2024. So before I do my reading for you, I have to tell you this really short story about the significance of the neon green dragonfly that you might have seen when you clicked on my video. And this was a picture that was sent to me from my daughter about 2 weeks ago. I looked at it and we exchanged a few words on it, and I'll get to those words in a minute, but I put it away and it was like, for some reason, it was like, I'm not looking at this. And I know better, and I think she knows that she sent it to me for a reason, because she knows that I'm interested in spiritual animals, and in particular ones that are kind of random and odd and show up out of nowhere. And I mean, I think you'll agree with me that this is an incredible picture. And so, my ego self would have said to me, it means nothing. It's meant for her. She's the one that spotted it. But the thing is here, she sent it to me. And I'm sure I was probably the only person she sent it to, because she knew I would have been interested in it. And so when I sat down to think about a reading for you the other night, the picture of that neon green dragonfly came to me, and I'm like, okay, that was the intuitive nudge that I got. I need to look at this picture again. And so I looked up, the first thing I did was I looked up our conversation that my daughter and I had on Messenger. The first thing she said to me was, look at this guy, I spotted him. And when I looked up the significance of the dragonfly as a spiritual animal, actually, what I did was I looked at the story of the dragonfly, and what it takes for them to get here on this earth, and before we can actually see them. And so they have this incredible metamorphosis, this incredible transformation of going from this water-dwelling nymph insect to this adult flying thing that we see around. And as an adult, they only last about 1 to 2 weeks typically, but they can last up to 6 to 8 weeks. So the fact that she spotted him was incredible. I have never seen a neon green dragonfly. And when you look at this picture, I mean, it looks fake. And that was my reaction. It looked fake. And I said, touch it. And because I thought it was like a kid that had stuck it to, a post or something. And to be honest with you, that was my belief. And it almost still is, because it looks so real. I mean, so fake. So much of it has, these pearly eyes, and the wings have like almost like this, it looks like it's gold plated or something. And the fact that it's neon green, I had to look up, Googled if there's such a thing as a neon green dragonfly. I mean, it's like this illusion. It looks fake, but it's real. And then when I asked her to touch it, her response was, ooh, no. And that was huge significance for me, because what is it about ourselves that we believe to be true, but it's a real illusion, because underneath it all, it's fake. And we're afraid to look at it, to dig it out and look at it and see, what is it about this that is not real? And so there was my reading for you. I was going to do a reading, and I'm going to call it Moving Beyond the Illusion. So the first thing I want to look at in your reading is, what false idea or belief about yourself that you need to become aware of. And you might not even know, because sometimes it has that, ooh, I don't want to look at it. Because, we walk around with masks and we believe that this is who we are. But when we start to dig at it, it's not really who we are. It's something usually that people told us about ourselves, and we've grown up to believe this is who we are. And so in the second part of the reading, I'm going to do some shadow work. And so I'm going to look at what shadow aspect is driving or impacting this illusion that you have about yourself. So it's going to dig up something from childhood that probably, you've learned about yourself and you continue to believe it. And so if you're not familiar with those two terms, shadow or shadow work, I'm going to leave a really good video that I've done on my other channel called Carol Cares. And it's called My Powerful 4-Step to Shadow Work. And it's all about facing your own shadow. And I really walk you through how I have faced and continue to face my own shadow intensively so I can heal my own childhood trauma. And then in the last part of the reading, I'm going to look at, how can you begin to heal this shadow aspect that's coming up for you so that you can move beyond this illusion and heal yourself. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. When I sat down and put together this reading, I said, well, you know what? This has something for me. She sent it to me 2 weeks ago. And so what I did was I had to look at, in the last 2 weeks, how have I been healing, or what do I need to look at that, what illusion of myself do I need to move beyond for personal growth? Because the color green is all about personal growth and healing and transformation. And sure enough, that's what I've been doing. And so I know that this had a lot to do with me and my own healing journey, of course. It always does when I do these readings. And so I hope that this has a lot to do with you, and you let me know below if you resonate with the reading that I'm going to do for you right now. So let's get started with your reading. We're going to be using the Animal Guides Tarot, and I thought I would use that because of our animal spiritual theme that we're kind of going with here. We're going to clarify that with a Rider-Waite deck, and then I'm going to pull a spirit animal card for you at the end, and there is a dragonfly in there. So I've already had one sign that has pulled that one. So let's begin here, and I do want to let you know that I talked about personal readings. They're still available, and what I've done is I've extended the 10% discount for you. It used to be September 1st, and now I'm going to extend it till September 15th, and you'll find the link for that in the comments section and also in the description box below. And let's get started. I'm going to ask the tarot right now to give me a card for what false belief or idea does Libra have for themselves right now. And if you can just give me one card for that. All right, so we got the Queen of Fire, which is the Queen of Wands in our first position here. Oh, and we have the Persian cat. Yes, my favorite kind of cat. And what shadow aspect is driving or impacting the illusion right here? So what's the shadow aspect that's impacting? Ooh, these cards are having a tough time shuffling them. See if I can get another one here. They're bigger, so yeah, I got two that are coming out. If I get two that are coming out, I'm just gonna put them back in. I just want one card here for what's coming up in Libra's shadow aspect that's driving this or impacting this belief. Oh, yes, it is. It's the King of Earth, which is the King of Pentacles. That one fell out. And finally, how can Libra begin to heal what's coming up here from the shadow? And I just want one card for that, please. You have the 8 of Air, which is the 8 of Swords. Always have to think about that. Okay. Especially if I'm not used to dealing with decks that have that, but we're okay. All right. So now I have pre-shuffled these cards, by the way, so I'm not going to heavily shuffle them right now. I do want some clarification for this Queen of Fire, please. Give me 2 to 3 cards. couple more cards would be good. Okay, that one. And one more. Here we go. All right. Oh, two more. So we're going to take this one first and then this one. So you have that wanted to bend. It was like, take me. You have the Five of Pentacles. You have the Four of Cups. You have the Judgment in reverse. And you also have the Hanged Man in reverse. So interesting that you have two major arcana cards right here where you're sitting with the belief system that you have in that. Those are big universal forces that are going on with you right now. So you might be you might be feeling these heavy energies right now when I describe what's going on. The King of Earth, King of Pentacles, please. 2 to 3 cards to clarify this, please. You have the Devil. And you have the Six of Cups. I should know that one, but sometimes I have to stare at them. No, I'm wondering if I need another one. I'm going to pick one more. I sort of like having 3. Just gives me a bit more to go on. So one more card, please. And then it'll spit out 14 of them for me. Just one more card, please. There we go. Yay! Queen of Cups. All right. Can you tell me some more about this Eight of Air? Can't forget to ask for an oracle card for you, oracle card at the end. I forgot that in a couple of my readings. Eight of Air. 2 to 3 cards, please. Clarification. All right, you got the World in reverse. That took a while to get out that World card. Woo! 2 more, please. Maybe that's all they want. All right, 2 more. I'll fight for them. Oh, okay. All right. You have, after the World card in reverse, you have the Tower in reverse. You have the Ace of Wands. And then you have the Six of Swords in reverse. Yeah. Okay, I think you can see all these on my camera. Okay, so pick that oracle deck after that oracle card after. I want to start off with this card right here underneath my yellow cardinal here, and it's the Fool card. And the Fool is going to be the overriding energy of this reading for you. It is taken from my yearly reading that I did for you in January. So from that reading, Libra, I pulled your August card that this is the one that I pulled for you in January, and it was the Fool. And so I always say that the Fool is not a card that comes up often in my deck, but when it does come, we need to really pay attention to it, because it's almost like it's got a bit of an urgency to it. Like it's like you're on the edge of doing whatever it is you've been wanting to do, on the edge of something in your life, and it's something maybe you want to do, something you've been thinking about. It could be anything, because this is a general reading, but it's like you're ready to do it, and and sometimes and the universe wants you to do it. It's almost like they want to give you this push off the cliff to do it, because you are so ready to do whatever it is that you're wanting to do. So we're going to keep this here. We'll refer back to it if something comes up here, but that's your overriding energy this month. So let's start off with what false idea or belief about yourself do you need to become aware of? And we're going to start off with the Queen of Fire here, the Persian cat. So the Queen of Fire, which is the Queen of Wands, the Queen is the feminine side to us. We all have a feminine side and we all have a masculine side. And it doesn't matter what gender you are. The feminine just has these different qualities than our male side. And masculine side, sorry. Sometimes do that. So the Queen of Fire is the feminine aspect of ourself that has everything to do with your purpose, your true purpose, and where you're meant to go. Everything to do with taking your life into a new direction. And it could be something very small. It could be something very big. Sometimes the small feels very big. But it's knowing your next step that you want to do for yourself. And it's something very creative. And when I say creative, I mean because it's for yourself. It's creative. It's something that maybe you've never done before. It's something maybe you've been dreaming of doing, right? And so here is this Queen. It's interesting that you got the Fool, because it's like, you know, here's starting off with something you want to do. And the Fool card's here saying like, go, you're ready to do this. But there is here some cards here that are going to say, well, here's this belief or illusion that you have about yourself, and I imagine it's related to this thing that you want to do, and you're very ready to do it. You have this Five of Pentacles that comes in right away. This is a card of these individuals walking by this church and feeling that, you know, they need to ask for some clothes, they need to ask for some warmth, but they just don't feel worthy enough to go in. The pentacle itself is about our self, has everything to do with the body and our self-worth. That's one of the meanings of the pentacle. And so this right here is in reverse here, and it's in reverse because there's a resistance on your part to looking at, and this is all about this belief that you have here, that your unworthiness is getting in the way here. And so, you know, there's also right behind it is the Four of Cups, and you have this individual here with these folded arms in front of them. It's like they have these 3 cups here, and there's an offer that comes in here. This is like the Ace of Cups here. And the Ace of Cups is like an offer from the universe. It's a gift from the universe. And normally we take it, right? So the cup itself is, here's another offer to feel. But what does this mean for you? Well, it could be, you know, you sitting here going, I'm done with my feelings. I'm done with my emotions. I'm shutting off from the world. I'm tired of this. I don't want to deal with it. Or it could mean, you know, I've heard this often where people say, you know, I've healed. I'm done healing. Well, we're never, ever done healing. I would love to believe that one day I'll be done my own healing of my own complex trauma, but I know that this is a life journey. And so this cup can mean, you know, maybe it's time to go a little bit deeper, right? Because sometimes we can experience emotions like loneliness, for example, and we've gone through a patch of it. And we think, you know, oh, I'm done dealing with that. Well, it can come back again and again and again, but we just go deeper and we go deeper into that emotion. So however that relates to you, it's almost like, you know, there's a real shutting off of yourself to that one cup that's coming in here that's being offered again to deal with this unworthiness. And the Judgment card comes in here, and the Judgment card is all about being called from this angel above, calling, and these people are rising to the call, right? Maybe they've been asleep. Maybe they've just kind of been, you know, shut off from their emotions. But the universe, there's something here, and I'm sure this is a major arcana card. So I'm sure you're feeling this. You are feeling this call from the universe, right? But again, it's in reverse. So there's a real resistance to answering the call. And, you know, sometimes we can deny things as much as we want, but it'll go away and it'll come back. It'll go away and it'll come back, especially if it's an intuitive call. It'll keep coming back. It'll be quiet and it'll go away, and it'll come back again and go away. And then the Hangman here. So here's another major arcana card for you, and it's a Hanged Man in reverse. So the Hanged Man in an upright position is the universe is like trying to get you to see things in a different way, trying to see a different perspective about whatever the situation is for you. But it's in reverse here because there is a resistance on your part, a real resistance to seeing things in a different way. So I'm hearing kind of these words, two S words, one being stuck and the other one being stubborn. And this is the two words that came to me. I'm like, it's just that real resistance to not wanting to answer this call to, and it could be just, like I said, maybe you're on the verge of doing something with this Fool card coming in and you're almost there. You're wanting to do this for yourself, but there's just so much resistance to going inwards and starting to feel what it is you feel, this unworthiness. And you might not even know what this unworthiness is because you're just really blocked or resisted to go, have this resistance to going in. And I didn't mention the one emotion that's very much associated with our own self-worth and our feeling of unworthiness, and that's the shame, right? This can also be like a shame card because when we feel that unworthy, we're feeling a lot of this shame. And so, to be honest and sort of give you an idea too of maybe where you are, is that shame is something that every single one of us has, and it's not an emotion that is we're born with. It's something that we're given. It's given to us from our caretakers, from other people growing up. And it's really a shitty emotion. I always say it starts with SH because it's a real shitty emotion. And nobody wants to feel it. And a lot of times it's hidden. You don't even want to, it's not, we know when we're angry. We know when we're depressed. We know when we feel hopeless. But the shame thing is just it's kind of this emotion that it just sits in your body and you just feel like crap. So this is the false idea that you have about yourself, this illusion that, this whole unworthiness that you're not dealing with right now. And where does the illusion is that you're unworthy. So where does this come from? Where does your unworthiness come from? And so what shadow aspect is driving or impacting this illusion right now? So we're going to be digging into your shadow here, and this is going to be your childhood stuff. It's going to be your adolescent stuff that you've put away because you couldn't handle it when you were younger. These might be big emotions here connected to it. And so it starts off within your shadow with the King of Earth, and the King of Earth is the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is so the king is our masculine side of us. It's very interesting because you have the queen over here and then you have the king here. So the king is, you get to meet both of them. The king is our ego self. And the king is the one that really is petrified of emotions. And it does a really, really good job of blocking our emotions. And so this is telling me that you're very much blocked. Your ego self does not want you to go and delve into your shadow and start to pull apart this and see where is this coming from, right? Because it's petrified. Absolutely petrified of emotions, afraid that it's going to eat you alive, and you'll be feeling this. You'll be feeling it. And they're also going to tell you that this is very dangerous thing to go and start to feel these emotions. So it's better off that you stay in your head and, you don't go into your body, which is where the queen lives from. She lives from her body, and that's where she does all her, she feels all of her emotions. Not afraid to get into her body and feel. This one, very much afraid, and it'll keep you in your head because, your emotions are not up here. Your emotions are buried in your body, right? So what else? Let's have some more clarifications on this king, and sometimes we'll find out, you know, how it is repressing some of this stuff too. But so what's in your shadow that it's repressing here, that it doesn't want you to go to? You start off with the Devil card, and the Devil card talks about our attachments that we have, the things that we're attached to hang on to, and they sometimes help us with our pain. So there could be things like addictions, but because this is your shadow, right? It's coming from your childhood and your adolescence. So this is going to talk about, you know, the things that you were attached to when you're younger, maybe your ability to become attached to things. And I'm seeing here that right behind it talks about your inner child here. This is an inner child card. This is a major arcana card where you have this giving and this receiving. We'll go back to this Devil card in a second. So you have this giving and this receiving going on. It's number 6, and my 6 is in my deck, all of them. You know, even well, this is a 6 of Cups card, so it's going to be one of the suits. But all the 6s in my deck, including the Major Arcana 6, all of them are about, have a duality to them. So on one hand, it looks like it's this, and on another, you know, it's not. And this one talks about these two younger children, kind of, well, an older one and a younger one, kind of, they're exchanging cups here. And so it's talking about, you know, giving and receiving. And so it looks like on the outside that it's a real giving card. But you know, this talks about that whole thing about the way that you believe what you learned when you were younger, your inner child card, the way that you feel about yourself is the way that you're going to receive things from the universe. And so this is like an inner child that needs healing of yours, that wasn't giving the opportunity to form some healthy, maybe real, maybe authentic attachments when they were younger. And right behind it is like I said, is the inner child card. And so that tells me that there's an inner child here that needs healing in regard to attachments and not feeling, I mean, when you are, when you're younger and you don't get that opportunity to make healthy attachments, well, you just feel like you don't matter, right? You feel like you have that sense of being unworthy, not mattering. And that's where this is coming from. Something to do with your childhood and attachments. And so this is coming up right now for you. This belief system about yourself and how you're unworthy is actually sitting right here. This is where it's coming from. It's coming from your relationships when you were younger. And the last card in there, which is very interesting, is the Queen of Cups. And here's another Queen card, your feminine aspect. And so this Queen is about emotions. This Queen is about feeling your emotions and getting back into your body and feeling all those, being able to feel and live from your emotions and feel. Well, that's in your shadow. And the fact that it's asking you to take it on, well, you weren't allowed as a child to feel these big emotions when you were younger. And that's where the King of Earth comes in. The King of Pentacles would have come in and blocked all of this. I mean, this is big pain for you when you were younger, when you felt like you didn't matter. It's big pain, huge emotions here. You know, you weren't able to feel them. You weren't able to be in your body. And so what happened is, when these emotions, these big emotions that came from your relationships that weren't allowing you to form real attachments, and these big emotions came here, you couldn't handle them. Well, you end up going back in your head, and that's where your ego self comes and takes over to protect you. That's where it's kind of formed. That's where ego self starts to become formed. And so there is really, so I guess what we need to do is we need to go to this third part here, and we're going to look at how can you begin to heal this now. You have this inner child who feels unworthy here. So I'm going to look at advice as how you can heal this. You start off with the eight of air here. The 8 of air is this 8 of swords, and this shows, you know, this bird that, you know, can get out of this cage, can fly away. But it's probably been a bird that's been caged up for so long, does not realize that it can fly away. It just has to jump off that ledge, right? It just has to jump off that ledge and it can fly away. And so, you know, you're probably sitting in a space where you feel quite trapped. You're feeling, because there's so much resistance here. You are feeling like, how do I deal with this huge burden of feeling unworthy? Where do I begin? We have the World card here, and it's in reverse. And the World card speaks to us of, I mean, feeling quite, you know, feeling complete, feeling whole. And it's in reverse here. And so there's a part of you that doesn't feel whole. And it makes sense because you don't have that sense of self-worth, complete sense of worth to be able to do what you want to do and take your life in the direction you want to go. And right behind that is the Tower card in reverse. And so the Tower card in reverse talks to me about often, I mean, in an upright position, you know, it's a major arcana card, so it's a big universal force. In an upright position, it is a huge, kind of like a tower moment from the universe where it kind of takes a baseball bat and it goes boom, you know. We have given you all these red flags and we've said it's time, you know, it's time. And you know, and I think what this means, this is not the huge baseball bat from the universe. What this is the universe is kind of saying, you know what? This probably, I'm feeling like this unworthiness is something that has come up for you time and time again. It's a belief that you've pretty much held with you throughout your adulthood. And it's coming up for you again to heal. And this is where the Tower moment in reverse comes in, and it's the universe kind of saying, you know what? This is the last red flag we're going to give you. Because the universe, before it gives you that big baseball bat, and it's, I've had too many of those, I shouldn't say a few, many of those where it's like I've known I had to do something and I didn't do it, and I put it off and I put it off, and I've resisted doing it. And the universe is like, okay, here you go. Boom. And you have no choice. And so here's kind of like that last red flag saying, you know what? Here's the time now to deal with this unworthiness that you have here, because the Fool card's here, and you are so ready to do this. The universe wants to give you, it is giving you this gift of the Ace of Wands. It's saying we want to take you into a brand new direction. We want to take you into a brand new direction when you do this. It's waiting for you. And then final card is the 6 of Swords that you have. And the 6 of Cups. So this is a healing channel. So the 6 of Swords for me in an upright position speaks about, you know, this individual taking this woman and this child to safer waters here, smoother waters over here. You can see the rough waters right here. And here's the smoother water here. The universe wants to take you to a better place. But it's in reverse here, because the universe wants you to get to a safer place. This is all about safety for me. So I'm wondering here if, couple things here. Maybe you need to get to a safer place in order to make this decision for yourself, or in order to work on this unworthiness that you need to work on and heal. or maybe this decision that you're wanting to do for yourself is all about getting yourself into a safer place, and the universe wants to get you with this Ace of Wands. It's going to be a new direction for you, and it's going to be a safer place for you. So take it as, you know, as it resonates with you. But so that's your reading for today. Let me know if it resonated with you. I'm going to pull now a spirit animal card for one card here. And this one wanted to come out right from the beginning. And this is Badger Spirit. Be fearless and bold. Wow. I mean, that's the Fool card, right? Number 4. Be fearless and bold. I'll read some of it. Badger Spirit rejoices at your persistence and commitment to what is true for you. Whatever you seek, your tenacity and faith in your partnership with Spirit is paying off, and the results will soon coalesce into form. The gift of Badger Spirit is the surety that taking a risk now and being courageous, fearless, and bold will yield wondrous results. This is the time to harness your will and apply it consistently to the pursuit of your dreams. When Badger Spirit comes to protect you, he reminds you that anger or aggression, argumentative behavior, and being pushy or manipulative will not result in a positive outcome. Perhaps someone close to you has excess Badger energy, or perhaps that energy is pent up in you. Either way, now is the time to calm down and allow the energy to pass through you. Go for a hike or a brisk walk, shake it off or dance it off so you can return to the situation determined and committed, but not so intense that you overwhelm others and yourself. All right, so I think it definitely had some, you know, talked about the Fool, be fearless and bold, and now is the time. So I will see you again in 2 weeks. Take care, Libra. Bye.